Welcome to Fairly Intellectual, more than just the weather, with Handsome and Scuzz. Woo! You want to talk, Paul?
Okay, I'm talking.
I'm getting you. Sam,
Yeah.
You hear this? Does that sound okay?
Chickadee, check, check.
You're gonna say
What?
a little. I can push it away from my face a little bit if that would help. Does that sound okay?
How about that? Are we about even-ish?
Penis, 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 penis.
Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, we're decent over here.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think so.
Double
Yeah.
the pleasure, double the fun.
You like it? You happy? You set up? You rocking and rolling? Doing what you like?
Now we can kind of just like do whatever we want.
Pretty much.
We got 20 feet of fucking cable to play with now. Well, 26 feet essentially.
26-footer, man.
I don't even have to look at you when we talk anymore.
No, I think it's nice that we use the 6 foot to go through it all.
Right, so you can
Move
interchange
around,
it all
and
you
if I
want.
bring it
Right.
right up over here.
You
Yeah.
don't need the 20-footer.
Yeah, like if you need to be playing with the audio while we're...
Yeah, and yeah, there's still like 3 feet coming out the bottom of there.
Yeah, we have plenty of fucking room.
Alright. Using my brain noggin, Sam. Got me either. Oh fuck, don't fall. So, I'm an idiot,
Oh boy, I know what you do.
and I was thinking, shit, I need to order 2 more of these cables, or I need to get just 2 20-foot cables, because I got my splitter over there, and I have the one 12-foot coming out, and I got this other 12-foot, and I'm like, only one of us is going to be able to listen. But guess what?
Chicken
I can
butt.
put the splitter at this end,
Yeah?
Like right here on the end of the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
And
I'll
then-
just run this long shit to there.
And then one headphone will be short, but the other can go as far as it wants.
Well, this will go here. Put that there. Put that.
Here, throw me those headphones.
No, don't plug in just yet, Sam.
No, I'm just saying, give them to me so we can try it.
Just yet.
When you're ready.
Plug it in, plug it in. Split it. Should I plug in?
Yeah, dude, absolutely. All right, enough with that shit.
Enough with that shit.
You got it all figured out and working and shit?
Think so.
Yeah.
You happy with it?
Hair.
Yeah, it always gets in. Imagine me like setting up for porn, trying to watch a porno movie, and I'm like trying to plug these headphones in.
Like
my
you're
ear.
still, like,
It's
half playing
yeah,
with your
I'm like, jerking it. And
How's the
Alright.
volume?
it sounds so good.
We're
It's so
there,
good.
dude.
Dude, this is professional.
I did my best, Sam.
I have this stupid grin on my face, and I can't put it away because this is like real. Shut up, dog.
Something
Making
I've
noise in the
learned.
back.
Something I've learned. If you're willing to throw enough money at it, you can accomplish anything.
You don't even have to throw a lot of money at it. Just
No,
enough.
you need to be reasonable.
Mhm.
I think if you're in a position where you're struggling to pay your bills every month, you can't afford to do something like this.
Sure.
Because I think with any hobby, I'm really kind of learning, you need to be willing to upfront
That's where all
at
the money-
least $200.
Probably.
In almost any hobby, you have
Yeah.
to be willing to throw around $200 at something.
Mhm.
And I'm probably right around the $200 mark, maybe 300.
Yeah, you're a little over, I would
Yeah,
guess. I mean, the box itself is 80.
80.
you know.
And
but-
then your two $35 mics,
yeah, let's
70.
70,
150.
Plus all
150
your cords.
cords.
That's $50.
I probably spent about $50 on.
So that's 200.
That's too
200.
You're right in on 200, and you didn't do it like all out of one check. It was
No.
accumulation.
No, and I think the important thing is don't expect to get a final product with your first purchase.
No.
Get what you need first. Like I started with a really shitty microphone and a really shitty software, and it was just I think, you know, I could tell someone to skip on buying that because it'll save the money because they're going to end up with this.
Yeah.
But get that $30 microphone. Get
And
that
see if
fucking
you like it.
and just do it.
Right.
And just practice it and whatnot. And that'll be the driving factor for you. I mean, yeah, you have to put some capital into it.
America.
Put some capital into it. You need money. You need money to make money. You know all that. You need to give some to get back. All that. Blah blah blah.
I'm getting a lot of reverb. Is that something that gets cleaned up in post? Or-
That has more to do with the time dilation.
So that's not being heard.
No, if we.
That's just being heard here.
Yep.
Okay.
That's just you hearing it here. There's this little bar you can drag it down and it kind of clears it up and whatnot. But if you go too far, it just mutes your voice. But yeah, there's a tripod to the camera, and that can be set up for getting still shots and whatnot. You know, so something like this.
You need a different camera for something like this.
Why?
That one won't focus up close.
Not a new camera, a different lens.
Yeah.
You just need a different lens for it.
That's true.
That sounded so much like a real fart.
Ain't this nice?
Yeah, dude, it's so nice.
Like, I'm just so happy that, like, right now, I don't even care about a conversation that's taking place.
No,
I just
not
like
at all.
hearing, you know.
See, and what's nice about having both headphones is, like, I felt like I had to be here talking to you. right?
Yeah.
But then I sit back here, and I hear it just the same.
There's definitely a little bit of a volume adjustment and it allows you to be conscious of that.
Right. So if I
You
knew
know.
that it changed that much, I'll
You're
pull the
not
microphone.
you're not thinking about, am I talking too loud? Am I talking loud enough?
Right.
That's completely taken out of it. It allows the conversation to be so much more.
So, like, I know, obviously, I can hear the volume difference here because I'm talking here,
Yeah.
right? So I can hear the volume difference. If I want to sit back like this, I can hear the volume difference, and then I keep talking, pull it here. Now it's the same.
Absolutely. It allows you to adjust on the go. You know, that's less work happening in post-edit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the consumer, the listener, is going to notice these ups and downs, but they're also going to notice the adjustments we're making,
Right.
you know, in it, you know, instead of just listening to... We're not professionals. We're not professionals.
I'd say we're professionals.
Hell no, we're not getting paid to do this yet.
Until you're getting paid, you ain't a pro. That's what my mama always told me.
Either you're getting paid to play, or you're getting paid to get out of the way.
What does that mean, Sam?
I don't know. Wiz Khalifa said it.
Who's Wiz Khalifa?
He's a rapper.
What's he rap about?
Bitches and champagne.
I was trying to relate that to something fairly intellectual, but...
There's really not.
I mean, what you just said seemed kind of...
Either you're paying to play or getting paid to get out of the way.
Yeah.
It probably is.
What do you think that's in reference to? What could that be applied to?
Oh, maybe just him, like, starting off. Like, you're either getting paid to play, right? So, like, you're getting paid to rap and do cool stuff.
Yeah.
Or you're getting paid to get out of the way. Producing, getting out of the way of the guys that are coming up.
Okay.
Or maybe the idea is deeper than we think. And getting paid to get out of the way is like pushing you to like a life of crime, because you can't be a famous rapper and now you got to sell drugs to feed your baby mama. I don't think Wiz thinks that deeply about shit.
He
but
might.
maybe he does.
What if he's going even deeper and like paid to get out of the way? Like, I mean, like, let's scale that up.
up to the top?
Yeah.
So like paid opposition,
Yeah.
like Alex Jones.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I mean, opposition shills are always going to exist because it's media is the biggest form of propaganda that the government has for you. So they'll find a guy that they can latch onto for like credited disinformation. I mean, Alex Jones calls himself InfoWars when in fact he's basically disinformation wars. He's keeping you as
He's
far.
a war on disinformation?
he's a proponent of disinformation. He takes information that they don't want you to know about, and he just goes so far with it that you stop thinking at the base value of it and like start to listen to the extreme side of disinformation. Does that make sense?
It does, and I brought this up. I'm glad you're extrapolating on this because it's such a weird turn to see Scott hate Alex Jones.
Thank God. I mean, that's necessary.
He still watches them.
Well, yeah, sure, that's fine. I still watch CNN. I don't believe they're bullcrap, but I still watch it.
Yeah.
But Alex Jones, for so long, had been like the voice of counterculture and the voice of alternate reality. And I feel like over the last couple of years, within the last 6 months, obviously, he's been fucking blown out about how disinformation is with the whole Pizzagate apology and the fluoride in your water is making the frogs gay. Like, that whole shit. Like,
All right, Alex Jones. All right, we talked about two things. The fluoride in your water is making your frogs gay, and before that, we were talking about the Pizzagate apology.
yeah.
I didn't find anything wrong with the Pizzagate apology
Why not?
because he, in the overall apology, he was stating how the attention got hyper focused in to this owner at this place or whatever. And Alex Jones was apologizing that it needed to get hyper focused on him because he thinks the focus should have been on the bigger picture. And you know, the pizza place got discredited, so that discredited the whole thing. It discredited the whole thing because everyone started focusing on just this pizza place and all these allegations with all these politicians. And what was the name of the place?
Comet Ping Pong.
Comet Ping Pong. Interesting name for a pizza place. You know, there's definitely something interesting there. But to make these huge allegations against a dude for having a couple ties, it was wrong for 100% attack to go to him. I'm not saying attack shouldn't have gone to him, but it went purely to him, and so many other people, way worse than that dude, were able to hide in the shadows.
Yeah, no, you're...
And I feel like that was the message that Alex Jones was getting
which
across.
is exactly what a shill would say.
Am I a shill?
No. It's exactly what a paid shill would say to deflect from the bigger argument. Because you can say, oh, I'm so sorry for focusing on this small fact when there's such a big picture around. But that would be like saying, we're not mad at LG for putting spyware in your smart television.
Yeah.
Stop attacking LG because they were doing this part that's part of a bigger thing. You have to start somewhere. So if we have to start at Comet Ping Pong to prove the whole Pizzagate thing, it's not wrong to single out something that you already have all that proof on.
Question. Absolute valid point. I love it. I have been seeing these weird headlines. I haven't read any of the articles. I want to run this by you because you're a lot more into the current events that I am. But I keep seeing headlines like 1,500 pedophiles arrested since Trump took administration. And is there truth to that?
Yeah, there's truth to it, but was it reported before as heavily is the question. I mean, I'd have to do the digging. I mean, there's definitely been more reported arrests of pedophiles since Trump. But is that directly linked to him? I don't think it is.
I can't help but think that there's no way that it's not linked to it. I can't help but think that there's no way that those rings, as being as vast as they are, and these huge upper echelons of living and lifestyle and who these people are and the clubs and the societies they belong to and their college and this and that, there has to be some sort of connecting factors. These can't be completely isolated facts.
They're not isolated. I wouldn't say they're isolated, and they're not...
One more point.
Sure.
It blows my mind that the headline we see is 1,500 pedophiles. Where were these numbers as the trials were going on?
That's the headline you see. That's not the headline everybody sees. That's not on CNN.
Yeah.
It's not on Fox News.
I don't even know if that headline's real. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there was like 350 in San Diego like a couple months ago. They got a lot out of the East Coast. I think it was like 100, 150. It's definitely not 1,500.
Okay.
Am I doing something wrong?
No, not you at all. Keep going on. Just pretend I'm understanding.
Sure. So it's not 1,500. Obviously, it is definitely a disproportionate amount than it's been in the past. But the question is, are they just reporting more on that? Because obviously the alternative media, if you will, has a bias towards Trump, whereas the mainstream media has a bias against Trump. So maybe the alternative media is taking its hint about, finding the good things that are happening since Trump has become president, and conflating those facts as to he was the one that was the catalyst in the situation. Also, it's hard to say that Trump's been in office for less than 100 days right now.
So it's just over. I think we just passed.
I think 28 is
Today is the
100
28th.
days. Okay, so we'll say 100 days. So he's been in office 100 days. Can you really accredit those busts, which had probably taken the FBI months, if not years, to catch these guys or put a case against them? Because the FBI, what people don't understand is they say, oh, the FBI just fucking arrested this guy. Well, the FBI didn't just fucking arrest this guy. They put in an investigation so that they could create a court case against this person, right?
Yeah.
So can you really say, oh, well, Trump was president in 100 days, they put this investigation, they did all this footwork, they put together this whole case, and then just busted these guys because of Trump in 98 days?
So like the timeline in which they're advocating that this is taking place, because I don't know if it's necessarily that they're attributing to Trump being in office is the reason that these people got arrested. I don't think that's going on. It might be, but that's not how I'm taking
Well,
it.
that's how the
I'm just
alternative
seeing
media
it-
is conflating.
I'm just seeing it as they're using that as like a timeline reference.
Sure.
But then again, that could just be me being more optimistic about the reality of the situation.
Well, and that's what I think you're doing, because like I said, like the FBI doesn't just go arrest people, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like they take time in an investigation to build a case against somebody, right? They don't just go arrest some guy and then say we'll build the case. They build the case
And over time,
and then arrest that guy, so they have all that stuff. So you can't conflate that to being Trump as president.
no, not at all. Not at all.
So I think maybe the hyper focus the alternative media has had on busting pedophiles maybe is a stem from the whole Pizzagate thing.
Yeah, a lot of attention was drawn to this situation because of Pizzagate, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Alex Jones really the one who was the main proprietor and the
no.
pusher?
No.
No?
No.
Who was the...
Does
Does this go back to like 4chan? Is this like a 4chan origin story?
Well, it started with the initial WikiLeaks during the DNC times, because
no, too small, Paul.
Well,
Too small.
let's get all our ducks in a row here. So, the guy that everybody is accusing of all these things is James Afluentis. Okay, and to James Afluentis is also Jeremy Epstein. Okay, James Afluentis is the owner of Comet Ping Pong. He's also the one with the really creepy Pegasus Museum, and he's also the owner of a really weird Twitter account and a really weird Instagram account.
Okay.
And so, in the original, and he was also a head. He wasn't a head, but he was a main financer of the DNC, the Democratic National Chair. So
He funded it.
he was a funder.
Yeah, well, okay,
He was a main funder.
Yeah,
He
there's-
gave like tens of millions of dollars,
Yeah.
big time.
How does a pizza... And that's another weird
Well,
thing.
see, that's
if you're
something-
taking... This guy is a cosmopolitan. He's got
Mm-hmm.
money. He's a worldly citizen. He's got connections in big places, high places.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they keep calling him a pizza shop owner?
Because nobody can really figure out what the fuck else he does. He owns a pizza shop in DC. He's a big time funder of the DNC.
Tax returns?
they're not public record. And unless you like look at our president, he still hasn't released his. They're not.
Well, how do we know that he funded the DNC?
Because when you, okay, so like you understand like the PACs, like super PACs.
Yeah.
So when you contribute to a political fund, you have to document that.
Okay.
Right. So because it's like a charitable donation almost. Like if you're going to give to Habitat for Humanity, right? Say you're donating $100 to Habitat for Humanity. They give you a receipt that you gave them $100, which therefore you can take and apply to your taxes.
Yeah, I donated $25 to the University of Charlotte or something like that. One of my docs from back in the day, he's a student there, and he posted on Facebook or whatever. He's part of the veteran organization or something over there, and they were asking for donations. So I donated $25. I got like 10 letters in the mail from those motherfuckers.
Because it has to be documented.
And all of them were saying the same thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, that's a preface to the letter, but any charitable donation or like a donation to a super PAC has to be documented.
Yeah.
So that's why we know that James Afluentis has donated tens of millions of dollars to the DNC.
Okay.
Back in, I think it was 2014 or 2015, Forbes puts out a list of the 100 most influential people in the world. He was like number 47 or 48. A guy that just owns a fucking pizza joint and
That's very strange.
right. And this is where the weird fucking connections come into, and this is just something you can't just write off and say that it's just oh, he's a rich guy. You can't just write it off to that because
you have old money and you have new money.
But
those are the rich people. How does he have so much money?
Right. So you have to look back into that. Now, go back into emails that WikiLeaks hacked on the DNC, right? Which the mainstream media will tell you that it's Russia that hacked these fucking emails. It was not Russia. It was WikiLeaks. Julian Assange himself has stated Russia had nothing to do with it. It's mainly attributed to Seth Rich, who's dead, but that's a whole different topic for a different day.
Okay, I'll write that down.
But you have him, fantastic, Paul. You have him in these emails saying things like, "I'll bring 8 children over. Let's keep the jacuzzi warm. I'll bring 3 kids for entertainment. Or I'll bring, or do you like pepperoni on your pizza, or do you prefer sausage on top of your pepperoni?" Just very strange wording that just doesn't. It's not a way that you or I would talk. Just very like say you had kids, right? Mm-hmm. And I was Uncle Sam, right? And you're like, the kids are gonna come over and we're gonna swim in. That's how you'd say it, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, well, the kids are gonna be in the pool for our entertainment. Like, that's just a fucking weird way of saying it in the first place.
Yes and no.
Uh-huh.
First glance, if you're going into it trying to figure out whether this guy's a pedophile or not, you're going to read that and bam.
Well, that's
go to
confirmation
pedophile.
bias, obviously. Right?
Absolutely. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say, how many times have you and I sat around and talked about my dogs fighting not fighting. I don't let my dogs fight, but they roughhouse.
Yeah.
And them roughhousing is a form of entertainment. And
yeah.
I think it would be a very normal thing. Like, hey, come on over and the dogs will be our entertainment.
Right.
Whatever. Like,
right.
let's drink a beer in the backyard and you have the dogs for entertainment.
Yeah, but you don't ever say, hey, I'm going to bring my dogs over so we can watch them for entertainment.
No, but I could see that coming up in conversation because I've talked
in
about
an email, something you thought out and fucking typed out. Like, I could see that in like a talk back and forth.
Yeah.
But in something that I'm like sitting there typing and composing, that's
Yeah.
just clunky fucking wording that you wouldn't even use regularly.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe
that's
they're just bad writers and they're trying to be clever.
But they're not.
Maybe they're trying to come up with memes.
Maybe,
I need to talk into the microphone.
Maybe he's just being funny. I don't know. But to me, when you look back at it, and like you've asked me before, you're like, this guy owns a fucking pizza place.
Yeah, it's weird.
Where's
like,
all this fucking money? Why is he the 50th most influential person in the world if all he does is fucking own a pizza place? What it sounds like through the emails and why he's got all this power is he's running child sex trafficking rings.
Yeah.
And in that there would be a ton of fucking money. Okay.
Oh,
And if-
yeah.
And,
They
God.
keep it as private as it has been.
It needs a ton of money.
Tons of money.
Tons of money. And if you're supplying these fucking kids to high level elite pedophiles, they're gonna have to give you a lot of fucking money, and they're gonna have to give you a lot of fucking influence.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if
How many
everything-
children go missing a day?
I don't know. A lot.
Paul.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Google that shit.
I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot.
Ooh,
It's
I
a lot,
got that new
nigga.
laptop.
Never know what I got. You got the new tablet.
Yeah, what did I say? Laptop?
You said laptop.
Okay, I got the new tablet.
Mm-hmm. That
That could be Paul's
Googling
fucking.
tablet.
No, dude, don't even use that phone. No, put that down. Put that down right now.
It's just gonna give you cancer, dude. Don't
Do
even
not use that fucking phone.
It's just gonna give you cancer.
It is less. It performs less, like not as well as my flip phone.
Really?
It's terrible, dude.
You'd rather browse the web on your flip phone.
Yeah.
He's actually on the computer now.
Okay.
He took a smart move.
Yeah. Well, he should be over there fucking doing all the clicky
Yeah, so we can yell at
audio
him.
engineering shit and whatnot.
So yeah, that's basically the outline of Pizzagate.
And to apologize to that dude is a little weird.
It is
Yeah.
weird. I mean, it's something a shill would say. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, so you and I are friends, right?
Yeah.
Say we had a mutual friend, but they were more of your friend. Okay.
I can think of someone.
Sure. So let's take that person.
Okay.
Okay. They do something shitty. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, well, don't focus on that person being shitty. Focus on the act being shitty. And I'm like, no, dude, your friend is actually shitty. And you're like, no, he's okay, but the act he did was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
You're so right.
So that's exactly what
You're
a
so
shill
right.
would do. Like
You're so
Alex Jones
right.
is doing exactly what a fucking
You know,
shill would do.
and the reason I kind of like defended that in the first place, you know, that I took that whole defense, is because I wasn't aware of all of this other shit that has been factually proven to be real. Like,
Well, and that's fine.
These
A lot of
aren't
people
are
do
these alternative facts?
No.
No.
They're real facts. You can look them up.
Okay. I'm gonna make you in charge because you're fucking Mr. Reddit man.
Okay.
You want to be in charge whenever we post these. You're going to like put all the relative links.
Oh, that's rough. I'll try. I'll
you,
try.
you know
I'll do my best.
You know I won't be able to do it.
I know. I'll be better suited to do it. But
You're
that's
way
still,
better
like,
suited to do it.
Fuck. We need an editor.
We need an editor. We need an editor. If the editor only edited, and that was it,
Yeah.
I'd be so happy. Like, don't expect them to like, run the fucking the SoundCloud or anything like that, and be
No.
either in charge of adding all the information.
Right.
You know what?
I'll
No,
try my best to do it.
because I won't find a single link.
No. I mean, I can get the links. It's not a problem. It's just, it's work. But I can do it. I'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. I'm devoted.
I'm devoted as fuck, dude.
Yeah, me too, dude. So it'll take me another half hour. It's not.
Alright, yo, so check this.
What's
In
politics?
2016, there were 465,676 FBI cases for missing children.
500,000.
Roughly
Hold on.
in
I need a better chair.
2015,
Uh huh.
it was 460,069.9.
So it's around 500,000 a year.
Roughly. Just
That's an insane fucking number.
Yeah.
500,000 of anything in a year is fucking crazy. But 500,000 fucking missing children? That's some shit, dude.
That's 2016.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
still scrolling.
listing
During the last 32 years, there's been more than 4.3 million calls.
Uh huh.
So incidences.
4.3 million.
Yep.
That's an insane number. That's an insane number for anything. If I fucking jacked off 4.3 million times, that would be fucking nuts.
Yep.
4.3 million reports of missing children.
Where the fuck are our children going?
Where are these fucking kids?
These aren't just children. These are our children. Like,
We're speaking specifically of America right now.
is this America?
Yeah.
This is just the
This is
United
America.
States.
These are our children.
What?
Kids.com key facts.
Holy
And this
shit,
is
dude.
the FBI and their ICI or NCIC database, which is for whatever missing kid.
That's crazy.
What all abbreviations stand for.
Well, I don't need what the abbreviations stand for. If they're
Where are our
abbreviated-
children going?
If they're abbreviated, I automatically assume that they're like a valid thing.
Are they going to Joe Biden's summer fucking house?
They might be. Joe Biden's a fucking creep, dude. I'm so glad that guy is not president.
I used to like him. I thought he was just like a cool dude who liked eating ice
Such
cream.
a fucking creep. I think he has some good qualities, but I feel like the guy's just a fucking creep. Can you get me a beer before you put your headphones back on?
Yeah. I can't get this stupid pop.
Oh, whenever you
Filter.
figure that out. I just
There we go.
Earbuds and shit are fucking annoying.
How's my volume?
4.3 billion. You said that was what, the last 36 years, Paul? 32?
36, I believe.
You got some outside?
36? No, in the crisper. We drink all the outside ones. 4.3 million fucking kids. Where are they? You can't just, nothing that's 4.3 million ever goes missing and you don't find some of it. Well, maybe they do find some of it. We don't have the back end of the facts.
Okay. I took that number from 2016 divided by 365.
Uh-huh.
It's 1,275.8 children go missing every day.
1,200 a day. Break
1,300. Round it up to
Say
1,300.
1,300. 1,300. Sit down. Now divide that to make it an hour.
Divide by 24.
Missing people, not necessarily kids.
Not necessarily kids.
Oh, okay.
But still, it's an astounding number. Keep going. With it.
I kept reading.
53.
86% were kids.
53 an hour.
53 people an hour go missing in the United States in 2016.
Yeah.
That's almost one a second.
No.
Yeah.
What was the number?
If you say 53 in an hour's 60 minutes.
That's one person per state per hour.
Yeah.
Gone.
Gone. Just missing. That's fucking nuts.
No, not per state, because that'd be 50 a minute. It's 50 an hour.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, it's 50 an hour, so
Yeah.
one per state per hour. But still, that's fucking huge. Like, if you work in any fucking job, right, and say you're in charge of any warehouse job. Say you're in charge of the fucking Fruit Loops factory, right? And all you do is oversee boxes of Fruit Loops.
Okay.
If you
I know
had-
you're going with this.
If you had fucking 50 boxes of Fruit Loops go missing every day, you'd be out of a
Every
job.
hour.
Every hour. 50 boxes of Fruit Loops are missing every
1,300 a day.
1,300 a day. Say that box of Fruit Loops even cost you $1. $1,300 or $13,000 worth of Fruit Loops going missing every fucking day. You think you'd still have your job?
Nah.
No,
No
you'd be
chance,
fired in
no.
a fucking hot ass minute, dude. They would kick you out so fucking fast.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
I did 50 times 24, and
Uh-huh.
it's 1,200. But the original
Well,
number was like 58
it
something.
was-
Yeah, no, okay.
It was
We,
like
we could
58.
go with the low end. It's always
Yeah.
better to go with the low end.
It is.
But still, that's fucking nuts. Why is that acceptable?
Why is it not being talked about? Why
Isn't it being talked about? That should be fucking front and foremost on the goddamn news.
Like, I understand.
Alright, you gotta put it into perspective a little bit. Okay, that's 50 people an hour reported missing.
Sure.
Okay.
How many people don't go get reported?
That's probably
The
another big
homeless?
stat. Yeah.
You never know. There's a lot of people that don't get reported.
Those are the
But-
motherfuckers they took for MK Ultra.
But a lot of those people do get found.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know? So, until. I'm no good with the technology. I try and find better stats on it.
No, Paul, you're 100% on the right track. We need
You
the
know-
back end information.
Right.
We can't just say, holy
gone.
shit.
They're
yeah,
gone. They're gone.
Right,
They're
right,
gone.
right, right. Because
Where are our
because-
children? Return to their parents.
Right.
Return to their parents.
There's
They return to their
98%
parents.
of them that got fucking found. We don't know that information.
All these parents all are related to Joe Biden somehow.
They were all at Comet Ping Pong.
I don't know why I like picking on Joe Biden. I used to like him a lot. He's an older gentleman who
He's got a likable persona.
he had no shame in walking down the street eating a cone of vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
And it's so I love like when I go to my rallies and shit like that. I always find like an ice cream parlor on the main street.
you do that?
and I'm just like like no shirt, walking around ripped up jeans,
Right.
all sunburned and shit, with my goggles and my bandanas, and eating my ice cream. Like, what's up?
Yeah, but you're also not diddling little children when you're done
True.
with that. So
I do not do
that.
that.
That should be the where we draw the line between you and Joe Biden.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when I learned this about Joe Biden, when I started seeing these clips of him like inappropriately putting
Like that one where they're at like a floor meeting or something,
an old dude smacked his hands away.
or that one where like the
What's
guys
not being talked about? What's not being talked about?
they don't talk about it. They just you know what they talk about? Joe Biden eating ice cream. They don't talk about him being creepy little girls. They talk about him eating fucking ice cream.
So when I learned that about him, I felt like he betrayed me, dude.
He did.
Like he
personally.
betrayed people who like have no shame in eating vanilla ice cream. I love it. I
He
love it.
personally betrayed you. You should have a personal
My
vendetta.
standard of living has been lowered because of Joe Biden, and
Fuck
he should
Joe
compensate
Biden.
me for it.
Fuck Joe Biden 2020. I want that bumper sticker.
Right next to your DeFranco 2020.
I'll vote.
Would you vote for DeFranco?
100%. I mean, unless there's a better candidate.
More qualified?
Yeah, like if Ron Paul decides to run in 2020 when he's fucking 987 years old, I'll still vote for him.
Dude, Ron Paul's something else.
Ron Paul is one of the last true patriots left in this country, if you ask me.
He's one of the last true patriots fighting the good fight.
Yeah,
And any real patriot would be fighting the good fight.
right. So I can say, you know who else I consider a
He's
patriot?
old school patriot, dude.
Old school. If it's
He don't buy his American flags at Walmart on his underwear.
No, it has to be made in America. He ain't gonna buy it. And if bullshit is going on inside the government, he's not afraid to say this is bullshit, which is essentially what fucking George Washington and all our founding fathers did back in the day.
Yeah.
Like this British thing is bullshit. Regardless what the BBC tells us, I don't know if they had the BBC back then.
They didn't have television.
Well, I'm sure they had like a major news outlet.
Oh,
Like
newspaper?
newspapers.
Was the printing press Paul, Google that shit. Was the printing press around for George Washington?
But yeah, they were woke enough to say fuck it. Like this shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
Let's do something about it.
I just had this romanticized idea of this podcast.
Well, don't do that.
No, listen. What if the printing press like came about during George Washington and like all those dudes' time?
Okay.
And-
holy shit!
What?
Look at how packed that fucking cigarette is.
A lot tobacco
What the
fell out.
fuck happened?
Did a lot of tobacco fall out?
Yeah. They're looking at the other ones and they're like, they're packed, or they're not that packed. But look at that. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, that's because it fell out. Say, oh.
All right, go ahead, dude.
So the printing press comes around. You're so cool, dude.
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead, dude. I'm listening, dude.
And they use the printing press as a means of like informing and waking the people up. And here we are. Podcasts aren't anything new to us, but they've kind of become a thing during our life.
Alright, so this is what I've got.
All right, tell me what you got.
This country was founded in 1776.
Sure.
Okay, the printing press,
Uh-huh.
1440.
Oh, hell yeah. They had that
Oh, no,
shit
so
like
they
a
had
butter.
this shit.
They had that shit streamlined
Oh, yeah.
at that point. 300 years later, yeah, they knew what they were doing.
They already had privatized industry owning the printing presses.
Oh, yeah. But you bring up a very good argument, whether, now that we know it's factually incorrect, but you have a tool to reach a larger audience.
It
right?
might not be a huge audience.
It doesn't have to be a huge audience, but there's a tool out there allowing you to reach a huge audience. We have the fucking internet now, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we have the fucking internet.
We
I
have
can talk to-
Amazon.
We have Amazon.com.
And we have cool dudes at Guitar Center who like to talk shit about the other music store because they suck.
Yeah. Fuck
What was that place called?
Sam Ash.
Sam Ash.
I call it Sam Ass.
Don't ever fucking shop at that place because
Sam
those people
Ass.
are douchebags.
Super douches.
Or maybe not all of them, but the one we went to, where was it?
Arlington Heights.
Arlington Heights.
Something
Sam
like
Ash.
that. Yeah. Sam's ass.
Fuck all those people.
Fuck Sam's ass.
And fuck all their prices. We went to Guitar Center.
Dude. That's
Dude
such a
hooked
good
me up.
job.
He hooked me up with an audio box.
Yeah,
He was
okay.
like, dude, I kind of explained to him what was going on. He's like, I have your solution to all your answers. Here's this audio box, $80. And I was like, it was kind of a hit in the stomach. But at the end of the day, I was like, if you want to get into a hobby, if you want to get into something seriously and start doing it, you gotta have a little bit of capital up front.
Right. Well, and that's what was nice about it was like when we went to Sam Ash, we like fucked around in the studio room for like probably 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Just dicking around, and nobody showed up.
No one came in, and we weren't just, dicking. We were dicking the fuck around.
Yeah.
I have like 8 microphones going, feedback
Right.
on
Like
each other.
somebody should have came in to like try to like stop us from being.
Ask us where our parents were,
Yeah.
where our guardians were.
Entirely. It didn't even have to be like, hey, what can I help you with? It should have been like, could you guys leave the fucking store because you're annoying as shit.
Nothing.
None of that.
Mike's all zoned out on his organ, jamming away and shit like that.
Check out the weight on these keys, man.
Yeah, I'm taking apart fucking microphone stands and shit and
Yeah.
placing them by like other couches. Like, this is how I'd set my podcast up in here.
I'm like trying to turn on computers that say "do not turn on" them. Like it was a fucking.
And we didn't go in there like bulls in a china shop. We went in
No,
there,
we
to,
went in there.
to check shit out. We were looking
Yeah,
at stuff.
hoping
Time
someone
went
would-
on, and we're like, okay, let's make a little bit of noise. Let's
Right.
make a little bit of more noise. Let's just start fucking breaking shit.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up leaving. Didn't spend $1. Went to Guitar Center. Did a lap around there. And I have this anxiety about going into places where I don't belong.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the same thing. That's why we like kind of hid in the corner for a while.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if that picked it up. That'd be sweet.
I heard it.
Welcome to Fairly Intellectual. More than just the leather.
More than just the farts.
But like if I go into like a gun shop that I haven't been into before,
Uh-huh.
I'm not like the local dude who goes in there shooting,
Right.
once a week, and I just get this weird feeling from it.
I always call that feeling walking into somebody else's party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know?
yeah,
You know what
that-
I'm saying? You get in bars, you get at certain establishments you go into. You always feel like you're walking into somebody else's party.
I felt that like when we went to that bar when we were doing laundry.
Not really. Those people were fucked up. I mean, yeah, it kind of did, but I kind of also felt like
You didn't go and order a beer.
that's true.
I did.
You went and ordered a beer. You knocked a beer over.
Wearing a sling.
Wearing a sling, you knocked a beer over. You picked it up expecting, well, it's my beer. I knocked it over, not a big deal. You even went as far to grab a cloth to clean it
I was
up.
not aware that you were doing a National Geographic
I was
documentary
watching it.
on
was
me while I ordered
100%
this
watching.
beer.
You went as far as to even pick up a cloth to start wiping it down. You went to take them over after you clean over. The bartender, what did she say? Like, no, honey, I'll get you a new one. Or,
I didn't understand a single word she said to me
but anyway,
during
so
the
she
entire
grabs,
transaction.
she grabs the spilled beer, and the spilled beer couldn't have been that much spilled. Like, you knocked over, picked it up right away. Like,
Yeah.
like maybe a quarter
Yeah,
of the beer at worst.
I'm unbalanced. The floors are uneven. I'm like day 2 out of surgery.
Uh-huh.
I stumbled. It was a little embarrassing. Plus, I didn't feel all that welcome there. But whatever. I picked it back up. I was gonna head back to the pool table, headstrong. She grabs my beer after saying some inaudible fucking words to me, and starts slamming it.
She
and then
fucking chugged this beer.
chugs his beer and then throws it in the whips it into the garbage can, all like and grabs me another beer. Here you go, $1 or whatever the fuck the troglodyte
It
was
was
trying
like-
to speak to me.
It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, too. This was not 11 o'clock at night. This was not 2 in the morning. This was like 4 in the
we
afternoon.
we were doing some laundry. I had to wash some painter sheets. And during the wash, we wanted to go walk outside. It was nice, and we thought there was a park over yonder. There wasn't, but there was a bar. Hey, let's go grab a beer real quick, and we'll walk back over.
Right.
play some pool. But
Well,
that,
we didn't even know there was pool.
No.
We were just gonna go sit at the bar, have a beer, and
Yeah.
go back. then there
and
was
I played
tables.
pool with one arm and I beat Sam.
I lost pool to a one-arm man. If that doesn't tell you how terrible I am at pool, I can't think of another way to explain it.
And I'm not that good at pool either.
You're pretty damn good at pool. I'd say you're above average,
Yeah, I need to practice every day.
but I'd say you're above average at pool.
Yeah. I hold my own with Kevin.
Yeah,
And Kevin's like at leagues and tournaments and shit.
Kevin's definitely above average.
Yeah.
Like you're above average. Kevin's definitely above average.
Yeah. And I hold my own with him.
Yeah.
I hold my own with him. I don't play often enough to be fucking any good at it.
We should build a pool table.
I've been waiting for Jimmy DeRista to make that video.
Oh, is he gonna make that video?
Nope. I don't know. I'd like
Hey,
him
Jimmy
to.
DeRista, if you're listening, make a fucking pool table so we know how to do it.
Or we can just watch you make it.
Right, and then think about doing it.
Yeah.
I think pool tables are like difficult to build, right? Like they have like stone in them and shit.
Yeah, they
like,
well.
right.
Yeah,
like,
there's
it's
a
not
slate
just
top.
it's not just like a wood thing. Then they
There
put like
are-
stone in it, and then you put the felt over it.
Yeah.
It's not just a fucking
Yeah.
slap that bitch together. Maybe a what's the one with all the things in it? The pool table with like
Billiards.
what's it called?
It's a billiards table.
No.
Well, billiards
No,
is just a
billiards is
generic
better.
term for pool style games.
Right. Well, billiards is the technical name for it. Pool,
Yeah.
Pool's kind of like a slang term for it.
Pool.
Snooker
Yes.
is
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for. They
Oh,
got
yeah.
like bumpers in the
Yeah,
shits.
and that's billiards.
that
that's
that
like,
would be under the billiards.
Yeah.
term,
That's
legit
billiards.
umbrella. Right.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I definitely would
Paul,
like.
you need a 16-ounce koozie.
I actually have one.
Well, you should use it more often.
It's for bottles.
We need to figure out this
like
camera
a
shit,
bottle.
dude.
This camera shit. What camera
Getting
shit?
video.
Camera, bro.
Cassidy was very unhelpful with the camera.
Where did she even go?
She's hanging out with Lauren and Bobby.
I feel like there was people here and now they're just gone.
Yeah.
Why are they just gone?
I don't know. Maybe they were giving us some silence so we could concentrate on the podcast.
What if we wanted them on the podcast though?
We
Fairly
wouldn't.
intellectual with Bobby and,
Very
and
un-
Angela.
Yeah. Bobby and Angela?
Is that her name?
No, Lauren.
Bobby and Lauren. Somebody edit that later.
Yeah, we'll edit this out. Ryan. Ryan.
Ryan, edit that shit. Bobby and Lauren.
Look for the free. The
I
three,
feel like Bobby and Lauren sounds like a good duo.
Yeah, they're a great duo.
It's like
They
a
are.
good.
I
It's
think
like
they're
it's like
good
a
for each
buddy
other.
cop
Yeah.
drama. Bobby and Lauren.
Uh,
Bobby's like the hot-headed.
no, he's not very. Like, he's kind of hot-headed.
Who's the off the hit person? Who's the wild card?
Lauren.
Lauren. So Lauren's the off the wall wacky wild card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Bobby's the cool-headed old-time detective.
No, he works at Apple.
I'm not actually talking about these real people. I'm just saying if we were making this fucking film, who would be who? I mean, like, you understand the basis of, like, a buddy cop film, right?
I've seen Bad Boys,
Yeah, Bad Boys is a good example. So you have, like, the hard, grizzled veteran, the, like, cool.
which one was that? Will Smith,
That would have been Will Smith.
Okay.
No. Who's the other black dude?
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence. And then Will Smith is, like, the freewheeling rookie that feels like he can do anything he wants.
Ooh, Men in Black. I feel like this
Men
is
in
better.
Black, yeah. Tommy Lee Jones, grizzled fucking veteran. That's
Will
like
Smith.
kicker cool. Will Smith, the freewheeling wild card that's just gonna
Yep.
do what he's got to do.
Yep, and he got picked because he can run real fast.
Yeah, he's got an extra bone in his leg.
That is why he got picked,
That's why he's black,
because he could run real fast.
because he's black.
I'm not saying he was because he was black. I'm saying because he could run real fast.
Because he's black.
Sam, I don't want to make this editing job a nightmare for Ryan. So
Ryan, just know that we all care deeply about you. If I die tonight, at least those words are in something.
it's recorded.
Yeah, it's there. It's somewhere. It's in the cloud.
I care about you, Ryan.
I care about you,
I'm
man.
so happy you're not in Syria.
Dude, he would die so quick.
Why you say
I'm
that?
kidding. I don't know why I said that. Do you think he'd be in Syria? I don't think.
Would
we're
you
going
have
to
said the
Syria.
same thing if when you heard if you knew? We didn't really hang out before I joined the Marine Corps
No.
and went over there. But if you did, if you know me now, going into the Marine Corps, would you think I would have died?
Probably not. You're always kind of like a wild and crazy dude. So I'd feel like you might strive in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, kind of lawless like that. I feel like you might enjoy.
There was a lot of law.
Well, yeah, but
There's
still
like the Geneva Convention.
Right, but it's not like
Yeah.
you know, it's not like here. It's like, holy fuck, you're 16 with a cigarette. You know what I mean? Like bureaucratic little bullshit like that.
No, I'm 18 carrying a Mark 19.
You're a fucking child.
You so hard, dude.
You're a fucking child at 18.
Yeah.
Don't ever ask an 18-year-old to fucking like give you a retirement plan, or don't ever ask a fucking 18-year-old like life advice because they're just gonna think they're right.
Dude, I'm still following my life, my retirement and career plan at 18.
What is that?
Join the Marine Corps, go to school, move to New Zealand, teach philosophy, retire on a pirate ship, find the Fountain of Youth,
Okay.
gain immortality,
Hyperborea 2019. You're getting there.
wait out the end of times, have an armada of pirate ships built up, reestablish civilization throughout the world through my trade routes. That, you know, I'm immortal. Remember, Fountain of Youth, so I have time. I got time. Become world emperor because of the reestablishing of civilization after everything breaks down. Put all R&D research into space travel. Become a space person. You know, go out in space, and
Space person, non-binary.
nope, get out into space, and become a space pirate. Ultimate goal is become a space pirate. That's my retirement
So
plan.
you're on like stage 3.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm working this.
But you're still on stage 3. Like,
Yeah.
like you haven't failed at a stage yet.
No.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I felt like my retirement plan was to like hopefully die before 30. Which I haven't failed yet.
You haven't
I'm
not
only
failed.
27. So I still got 3 years to die,
Yeah.
which will be fantastic. So
Yeah.
if I'm not dead by 30, I'll probably kill myself.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. If you're not dead by 30, we should write up a fake contract. Yeah, we won't have like
Fake
a witness,
contract.
and I have like a notary friend.
We have like 100,000 witnesses right now. All these people listening. Don't laugh. It's true. Thanks, all 4 of you.
Thanks, Mom. Love you.
Karina, I love you too.
You can call her Mama Smith.
Mama Smith, I love you too.
If you're not dead at 30,
Okay.
then you come work the land that I'm living on at the time.
Okay. If I'm not dead or ultra successful, because I feel like I'm gonna be ultra successful if I'm not dead.
I
at 30.
really hope you get the ultra successful.
I feel like I'm gonna be ultra successful if I'm not dead. at
because I would
30.
rather like leech off of you than you leech off of me.
I don't blame you. I'd much rather you leech off of me than me leech off of you.
Good. I'm glad we agree on those things. Yeah, that's going back to the whole exploiting friends and what is friendship. But
Yeah. So if I'm not ultra successful in the next 3 years or dead, we'll see what happens.
all right.
If I'm in the same place in 3 years, I should kill myself.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, that's entirely true.
no. Okay. So where do you want to be in 3 years then?
In 3 years or in 10 years?
3 years.
In 3 years, I'd like to be ultra successful. Maybe running something.
Owning a business.
Yeah, maybe a business.
What about this one?
Hopefully, this is the one. It could be something
Do you
else.
think this could be the one?
Yeah, I think it could be.
I mean,
I
like,
see it as
what
an
what
outlet.
what do you think you have to do to become ultra successful?
I just kind of have to figure out where I fit in, you know. And if this
don't feed me this garbage.
what-
Fit in? Where do
what
you fit in?
fucking-
You fit
what
in
fucking
America.
Garbage. Yeah, I fit in America, but I still feel like I'm a marginalized person.
That one meme with the dude.
Which dude?
The white guy when I don't know. He's just like shocked. The shocked look like.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, that's the one that just popped in my head when you said that you feel like a marginalized person.
Well, I do. I mean, maybe I'm cis white male, but like, I don't adhere to like the guidelines of that. At least I don't feel like I do.
Okay.
Back to the point we were talking about. Hopefully, I'm ultra successful in something, preferably the head of something, but it could be anything else. You know, I could
like
work.
these are so vague though. This is such.
I know, and it's purposely vague because I can't. I'm not a fucking psychic. I can't
No,
just tell you what
but
it's gonna be.
But I feel like having a 3-year plan and
It's not a 3-year plan. It's like a 15-year plan that I'm just now on the 3 years left on it. We're getting to the nitty gritty here, bro.
yeah, so we need to move on beyond like this vague veil because I feel like that's almost
No, we're not, because that's what it is.
Because you're like just like you're basing it off of hope. Like, oh, well, I'm hoping I'm
It's not
successful.
hope.
It
It's
sounds
not
like hope.
It's not.
It sounds like
it's,
hope.
It's either I am or I'm not. It's black and white, believe it or not. Because if it's in the gray area, I'm gonna kill myself.
You sound very reactive and not proactive.
Sort of. Yeah. I felt like I didn't need to be proactive. Like, I hold myself in a very high regard, if you didn't understand that already.
Yeah, you also like loathe your existence and who you are as a
Yeah,
person.
and that's what I feel like is gonna put me where I need to be. You know? I don't know, dude. This is getting way too deep.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's getting way too deep.
Okay, we can back off.
We don't have to back off. I'm just saying it's getting really fucking deep. Because it's like, if I'm not somewhere by 30, which is fucking stupid of me in the first place, and I'll be the first to admit that like putting a age goal at it is fucking retarded. Because that's just a relative fucking term. I
don't think it's retarded. I think if you're like concrete, like,
dude, you need a fidget cube.
oh yeah,
You've been fidgeting this entire time.
I don't stop.
Keep watching you, and it's like, oh man, I gotta get him something.
I appreciate the observation, but if you're so set in stone, like at 30,
Sure.
that's when you start running into trouble. But you know, having a 3-year plan, like let's like rationalize this. We're rational creatures.
Uh-huh.
You know, you don't just, you know, well, I hope if I kill this thing, it'll make the gods happy and more rains will come and I'll get
Sure.
a better harvest.
Uh-huh.
You know, we understand fertilizer. You know,
Right.
let's utilize those things. So if we have a 3-year plan, how can we get you exponentially closer to being successful running something in 3 years? And like right now, what's in front of us today, if we're being mindful, there's a microphone in front of you, there's a microphone across from you, there's someone you can sit there and banter with and get into deep fucking shit. And we both think highly of ourselves despite the amount of loathing we have for ourselves, and disappointment we have in ourselves. And let's start fucking being proactive. We got 3 years.
Okay, well, let me give you. Okay, maybe I feel like I should give you some concrete examples.
Okay.
First of all, this is a stupid concrete example, but I'm gonna throw this one out there. I've always had a 10-year plan on cigarettes, right?
Yes.
I started smoking when I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I smoked full flavored Marlboro Reds when I was 14. I always said 10 years, I'll smoke light cigarettes. Okay. I turned 24, started smoking light cigarettes. Now my next 10-year plan is 34, if I make it there. It's ultralight cigarettes. Then by 44, hopefully I'll be quitting.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one example of like a time frame. But now back towards the like 30 goal. I've already had I had one recruitment lunch last Monday where an outside representative from a company took me to lunch to. I guess it's an interview, but he wanted to pick my brain about becoming a representative for a certain company. An outside sales representative for a certain company. And then next Monday, I have another recruitment meeting or luncheon for a different company of outside sales representative. So, like through my hard work in the last 3 years of the field that I put myself in when I was 24,
Idlewood.
correct? Well, lighting, commercial
Okay.
lighting, commercial residential lighting. In that field now I'm seeing like the fruits of that labor coming
Okay.
to the next step, which it's hard to explain. It's not hard to explain. I don't know why I say it. It's hard to explain. What's that?
Lean back.
Lean back. Lean back. Lean back.
Make sure you guys are
Lean back. But yeah, so I'm the youngest person I work with by like 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
Everybody I work with is like 50 plus.
Mm-hmm.
And all they've ever seen is fucking Idlewood. But I've always been like constantly like these representative comes in to like, you know, put shit in or like talk about shit, and I'm always in their ear like trying to learn about stuff. And in 3 years, which may sound like a long time, but it's actually a pretty short time when you consider like some of the people that I work with have been in the company for 25 fucking years. I've taken proactive steps to like get to the next level.
Okay.
And within the last month, I've already gotten 2 things, and I've had a guy that's worked with the company, he's worked with other companies, and now he works with this company, say he's like, I really like you. This guy makes shit tons of money. Not millionaire status, but this guy rakes in 6 figures easy
Yeah.
a year. And he's, in the last 6 months, it's
That's
been like,
$100,000 or more.
at least.
Yeah.
Because he works on commission and he sells commercial jobs. So say you make a 10% commission on a $500,000 job, that's $50K in your pocket for just landing a job. You know what I mean? He's like, I like what you do. Like you're proactive in the shit that you do. Not only are you willing to do the work that's asked of you, you go above and beyond. If somebody asks you to do something more related to said job, you do it. You're kind of an asshole. And I understand that because I always give people shit. Like I can't help it. I'm gonna give you shit, but I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like mowing your fucking lawn.
Oh, yeah.
Last week I was like, but you know, I still fucking did it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give you shit about it, and I don't care. It's
You
just
gave
what
me
I-
shit about mowing the lawn?
Did I? I don't know. I feel like I should have if I didn't. Maybe I was nice because you were like 2 days out of surgery, but. But yeah, it's just things like that. So like I feel like I'm making proactive steps, and I'm constantly trying to do things to better my situation.
Well, I love hearing about this because this is the first I've ever heard.
Well,
you
I don't
talk-
really talk about it.
I've never heard you talk like this about Idlewood before.
Yeah. Well, it's not something I feel like I need to talk about.
And I like hearing it.
But like we're in the talk of the 30-year thing.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully in a year from now, maybe I'm representing a new company, like
Yeah.
a head representative of a new
Then you won't
company.
have any time to podcast.
Dude, I have plenty of fucking time. All those motherfuckers do is drive.
Yeah.
I'd have plenty of fucking time.
Yeah.
I'd have a new ass car. I could put your ass on speakerphone. You could sit there, put the phone next to another mic. All we'd have time is for the fucking
Yeah.
podcast. That's all those motherfuckers do.
Is drive.
Is drive. That's all. I hate driving. That's like the hard part.
I could
for me.
drive for you.
You could and we could do the podcast in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And then I'll like work into all my fucking contracts.
How are we going to
that
get the
Matt's
wind?
ass
How are we
gets
going
paid
to
to.
get the wind sound down on the motorcycle?
We don't do motorcycle podcasts.
I want to throw you on the back of the bike, dude. I want to
What
drive
if
you on
what
the
if we
shit.
did them from like those self-contained helmet units that are kind of like CB radios?
We'd have to buy BMWs.
Okay, that's fine. If I work it into the contract,
Yeah.
Like that was the last one I had last Monday. One of their questions was, "What should your signing bonus be?" I said $10,000, and they asked me to justify $10,000. And I said, my car has 250,000 miles on it. You want me to drive place to place? Because it's not just Chicagoland. You do like Chicagoland, you do Milwaukee, you do
Oh, yeah.
Iowa, you do Minnesota, you
Oh,
do
yeah.
Indianapolis, you do St. Louis.
Oh yeah. You
And
go.
I'm
You
like-
go to urban centers.
Right. And it's like, my car has 250,000 fucking miles on it.
Yeah.
I can't do this job with the car that
Yeah.
I have.
And even-
$10,000 as my signing bonus would be enough for me to get a car.
And still be in debt for getting a car. I mean, you could get one for 10,000.
Roughly. I
but-
think 10 is a down payment, and then leaving 5 on the back end would be fine.
Yeah. 5 to 10.
But still, that's how I justified it. They're
Yeah.
like, why? How can you justify this much money? Because they
Yeah.
were like appalled that I put that fucking number out
Yeah.
there. And I'm
No,
like,
I totally got your back, dude.
and I looked at it. I said, I can't do the job you're asking me with the fucking car that I have. So you're gonna have to give me $10,000
Or give me a company car.
See, I didn't ask about that. That's maybe something I work into. Maybe my next negotiation. Maybe this one pans out. Maybe they're like, "Fuck it, we really like the guy. Let's give him 10 grand." And that would be dope as shit. I might just take the 10 grand, fucking quit, move to Mexico. Like 10 grand might do a lot in Mexico.
It ain't doing shit here, dude.
We're doing shit here. It's getting me a shitty used vehicle. Is what
Yeah.
it's doing.
I'm hoping I can get a really shitty fucking bagger for like $3 grand.
You can.
Yeah.
You just got to find some old man that's just done with it.
Yeah. How old's your
I
dad?
remember that's no bust.
My dad will be 64 in August. And you're not getting his motorcycle because it's the only thing I ever asked of him to leave me.
Okay. He's buying you your own bike though.
I think. I don't know. I mean, why else would he be wanting to buy a bike?
Did you tell your dad my cuz you asked me my thoughts
On.
because your dad asked you what I think would be a good bike to get or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah,
was thinking
yeah.
about going into the Triumph place or something like that.
Yeah, he was going to the KTM because I told him that I liked like those.
Okay. The sport
I like
touring.
I like the nerdy fucking
Yeah,
bikes.
yeah.
I like Tigers.
The sport touring.
Yeah, I like those nerdy things. It's fun to look at all the engineering that was put into them and stuff.
They're nuts. But did you tell him about my opinion on the Thunderbird?
I might have.
Might have. Probably not. It's
I
okay.
know I talked to him about the Thunderbird
Yeah.
because he was like, "What the fucking car?"
What, the car? No, the bike, dude.
Yeah, no, the bike. He's like, "Well, I don't keep up Triumphs anymore." You know, his
Oh.
first motorcycle was a Triumph.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had a
Lot
65.
of dudes in your dad's generation.
Their first bikes were Triumphs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 65 Midnight Special.
That's right around. I always hear, you
Yeah.
know, because I always get like old timers coming up and talking to me about their old Triumphs and shit, and it's fun, dude. It's cool.
Well, the Midnight Special was like a limited run in 65. I think they made 1,200 of them,
Mm-hmm.
and they only shipped 200 to the United States.
So your dad had a rare ass bike.
Yeah, he had like number
bourgeois
8.
as fuck.
He had like a number 8. No, but still, back then it was cheap as fuck because
Yeah.
nobody was buying Triumph.
Yeah.
Nobody was buying motorcycles.
Yeah.
So even back then, like, yeah, to him and his inner circle, yeah, that was fucking cool. But anybody
Yeah.
else, you would say, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
He got a Galaxy paint job on
that's
the
cool.
gas tank.
So that's kind of like reminiscent of like the paint job on Mike's Bonneville.
What's the paint job on Mike?
The
Familiar.
tank, the old one.
Uh-huh.
It was yellow and it had like the cool like weird neon like starburst shit on the
Yeah,
side
yeah,
and shit.
yeah. That's the Galaxy
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, very
There's-
reminiscent of that.
Yeah. It's fucking cool, man. Like they're relics you're picking up from like an old culture, you know? Like every story I hear, it just builds up on this picture I have of the 60s and the 70s with Triumph motorcycles and the people who are riding today and the people who are still who were riding back then.
Yeah.
Cuz you meet so many people
That started riding in their 40s.
who rode in their like all right, so there was at the campsite I was at, one side of me I had some people from Colorado, the other side was what's that stupid state that begins with a C? Connecticut?
Connecticut, like on the East Coast.
Yeah.
That's Connecticut.
Damn, Cody. And then up a ways there were the combat, like the association, combat vet association or
Okay.
something like that.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, all right, I'll go talk to these dudes,
Sure.
you know, see what it's all about. And I was up one night drinking beer with this dude, and you know they all like in their fucking gear and their cuts and shit and
Oh, they had
them-
cuts.
yeah, it was all like, you know, there was like a riding, you know,
Okay.
it was like
It wasn't like an MC. It wasn't like the Hell's
yeah,
Angels or anything. but it was,
no, it wasn't that. It was Combat Something Association,
Okay.
or whatever. And I'm talking to the dude or whatever, and he looks over like, man, you're a real fucking biker. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, dude, so are you. He goes, nah, dude, I'm a firefighter. I have a wife and 2 daughters, and these are my 2 weeks to go play biker for the year. And he's like, you're a fucking biker. You're living it. Like, you're out here by yourself, just doing life, man.
well, there's a definite distinction
Yeah.
between weekend warriors and bikers.
Yeah.
it's nice that he was able to see that.
I think it was like the first time that someone like talked to me about like the difference between a motorcycle enthusiast and a biker,
Yeah.
or whatever.
The first time. I come from a bias. My father's a real biker.
Yeah.
And he's
And
always
I
been.
came-
And
I
I
came-
grew up in that lifestyle with like,
Yeah.
biker friends that I called uncle.
Yeah,
You know?
same here. And like my grandfather, my uncles, all my uncle's friends, all my grandfather's friends, everyone was on a fucking bike.
Yeah.
And they'd go out to Sturgis and shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out to fucking Sturgis, and here are like these fucking combat association fucking dudes or whatever. I'm like, yeah, man, we're bikers. We're all fucking vets. We get drunk. We fucking get teary-eyed talking about fucking this and that, and talking about the good times. We're pissing ourselves from laughing so hard. And then, everything kind of dies down. People are passing out.
Sure.
And, and that's when he, like, pointed out to me, like, no, dude, I'm not a biker. I'm a firefighter.
Yeah.
This is something I get to do, like every other weekend with my
Sure.
buddies and shit. He's like, but you're not like,
Paul, you look like you got something to say.
Yeah, I was gonna tell Matt that you should turn so his back is to the wall. It would make a better video.
my back is to the wall. What if?
He's crippled as shit.
No. What I'm saying,
You're so crippled.
sit over here.
No, you got. What if? What if Sam sat? What if we sat across from each other?
You want the Joe Rogan podcast?
Yeah.
I want to be in the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah. I am Joe Rogan. I wish, dude.
I wish I was as swole as Joe Rogan.
That's what I'm saying.
God, he's fucking huge.
I gotta back this up.
You know he does TRT though, right?
I don't know what that is.
Testosterone replacement therapy.
Right here.
So there's a tripod.
Yeah, there's a tripod for that. I don't know where it's at. I'm having a hard time making sure that I'm speaking like directly into the microphone.
I'm not. You sound fine.
Do I sound fine? I
Yeah.
feel like I go really mute every once in a while. Okay. And this fucking pop filter doesn't stay on there very well. Whatever. It was cheap.
My
cheap.
pop filter looks way cooler than yours does. Yours is just like kind of like, meh. Mine's
Yeah.
all, whip.
Yeah. Well, yours is on the inside. I kind of like that. Maybe.
Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You should do that.
I like the
Like,
idea
let's-
of the junk being to the inside.
Right.
Not
Let's
out here.
go for that look. No, other side. Flip it.
Let me
There
do
you go.
this way. That way the screw's on top.
Handsome and Scuzz. Figure out a pop filter today on Fairly Intellectual.
I feel like I need to go grab a beer and celebrate the good news that you shared.
Go ahead, dude. Carry me one while you're up.
Because honestly, dude, like that's really fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't accept either of these jobs.
I
If
think-
I even get them fucking offered to me. I feel like I kind of fucked the first one. But I feel like...
Because you
this-
asked for $10,000.
No, so like the first one, the one I did was for a company. I interviewed for a company, and I don't necessarily like their products, and I wasn't bashful about saying that I disliked their products.
Can we talk about what the product was?
Without naming the company,
Yeah.
just what their product is.
Yeah.
They're a very big switch manufacturer.
Okay.
They have a very good foothold in the switch.
Like that switch behind my water cooler that turns the light on and off.
Yeah, that's most likely a product of theirs.
Oh, they're like that big.
Yeah, very big. And I don't have a problem with their switches like that. What they wanted me to represent was their new line that they were coming out with. Are you getting beers?
Yeah.
Okay. So they have a new line that they're coming out with different kinds of switches, different kind of plates, different kinds of under cabinet settings and stuff. And I've worked with both of them. I've worked with all their stuff. I've installed their plates, their switches. They have these pop-out outlets, so it's like an outlet that sits on your wall, like that outlet, right? Like right there, right? But it sits flush. You press it and it pops out.
And then you can plug something in.
And then you can plug something in. So it's supposed to like look real clean when it's just sitting there, but I feel like it's
Moderate as fuck.
yeah, but it's so unuser friendly when that thing is fucking popped out. It looks stupid as shit.
Yeah.
What was
Well, I mean, you might not fill an entire house with those kind of outlets,
no, and it's definitely a specialized market.
but like that outlet right there,
Uh-huh.
you know, I could see you'd want that one kind of blended in, and not behind
Sure.
the couch or something like
Right, and I get that, and I get that you're going to a specialized market.
that. I need help picking out a glass we should drink these out of.
We don't need a glass. We'll drink it from the bottle.
What about little stubby wine glasses with oak leaves on it?
Dude, that sounds great. Sounds like one of the best things I've ever drank out of that wasn't a male's penis. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You said oak leaves? I thought you said oak leaves. I was expecting sunglasses. But anyway, so they have this new line which is what they wanted me to represent, because they're like, "Oh, you're younger, you can reach the young crowd and talk about these kind of things." And I was just kind of like, I understand it's pretty, but it's so
You don't have
unuser
liver
friendly.
warts yet.
Huh?
You don't have liver warts yet.
Liver warts.
Yeah, liver warts. Those like the
Oh,
brown
you
tags
think
all
that's what
over.
they're thinking? Like, you don't have liver warts.
Because you're not old.
Right.
Yeah, it was a bad joke. My bad.
It's
Carry
fine.
on.
But yeah, so they were kind of like, well, you're younger, you understand the techie stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't really understand the techie stuff. I mean, I could tell you what Wi-Fi is, but that's about it. And
What is Wi-Fi?
I don't know.
You just said. You
Yeah,
can
but
tell
I
me.
can pretend I know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did the interview thing and we did the do-si-do, and I was just kind of, I was not shy about telling them that I was not a big fan of their product. So I feel like that might have fucked everything up. But I really don't care, because I'm not going to sugarcoat myself to get a fucking job. And I'm not going to sell something that I dislike. Which is why I kind of am more excited about the one next week, where I'm pretty much selling whatever I want to sell as long as I get the job. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not stuck to confined to a certain company. Like, I have to sell all your shit.
Yeah, a
I
product.
can sell anybody's shit
Yeah.
as long as I get set job.
Yeah.
You know, and it works in a budget, and that would be a lot more fun for me. And also, I've gotten a free lunch out of it. So even if I lose out on both, I got 2 free lunches.
Why not, dude? You know? I'm really excited for you, Sam.
That's heavy.
Yeah,
What are we drinking?
this is the Founders
Uh-huh.
Imperial Stout.
Okay.
I guess let's segment into Deep Throat.
Okay. Let me pee first.
All right.
Talk about Deep Throat or something.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of consider this really the first official prototype podcast Handsome and I have been able to get done. Everything's blended together. We have both the microphones set up. They're both set up correctly. We both have headphones so we can listen to each other's levels and whatnot and keep our levels on point. Everything's being recorded down, at the computer at the other end of the room. And we kind of wrote up a little list of a format of what we want to follow during the of the podcast. And one of the sessions we want to have is Deep Throat. And that's where we grab a beer and maybe talk about the distillery who brewed the beer. Kind of talk about the genre of beer it is. I mean, Sam knows a little bit more about this shit. I taste it. I can tell you whether I like it or not, and I can tell you why I don't or why I do. Sam's a lot more informed on the techie side of it. But today we are drinking. I wanted to bust it out in celebration of hearing all this good news on Handsome and his work. I brought out the Founders Imperial Stout. One of the first beers I really enjoyed drinking. I wasn't a big beer fan. Even when I first started drinking, I still didn't like beer. I was mostly a rum guy. And I met this guy. I'll go into who he was later. but he was kind of baffled that I didn't like beer. He's like, what kind of beers have you drank?
That's kind of an American thing, though.
And I was like, I've had MGD, I've had Budweiser, I've had Bud Light, I've had Miller Lite, I've had PBR. And he's just like, no, those are not good beers. Those are shit beers. Those are beers you start drinking when you just like drinking beer.
Those are the only beers.
And he gave me a Killian's Irish Red, I do believe.
It's not even fucking Irish.
Whatever. That
Okay.
doesn't change the fact that that's what he
I
gave
know,
me.
I'm sorry. I'm hijacking your story.
And I drank it, and there was flavor to it. There was a little bit of complexity to it.
It was kind of like drinking a Coca-Cola, huh?
I
As
wasn't
opposed to like a
yeah.
Diet Right.
like the back of my throat wasn't like tingling and whatnot from all the carbonation. You know, there was carbonation, but there was flavor. There was complexity to it. There was something to actually grab onto it when I drank, and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. He then upgraded me to a Guinness Extra Stout. And again, you know,
there's a lot
it
of
was
flavor
so
there.
different. It was so different from going like drinking these shitty light beers and whatnot, and not being a drinker, to like,
Wow, this got flavor.
yeah, you know, like I can actually.
It'd be like drinking water all your life, and then somebody puts a fucking Pepsi in front of you.
Yeah, you know, lemonade. you
Or
know,
lemonade, right,
yeah,
yeah.
something. And so I enjoy the Imperial Stout. It's not bad. Have you tried it yet? Have you taken a sip?
No, but I will right now here.
All right.
Solange.
To Sam, and the 30-year plan.
Solange.
Solange. What does that mean?
Solange is like cheers in Gaelic.
You've been talking about a lot of Gaelic things lately. What's up with that?
I'm a very proud Irish guy. I mean, I can't.
Is that like the Gaelic language?
Gaelic is the original language spoken in Ireland. That was
Okay.
like what the Druids spoke.
Okay.
So, first sip of this is it's very flavorful. It's
What are you tasting?
it's fruity, aromatic. It's almost like a very
There's vanilla in there.
Oh yeah. It's almost like a very potent wine almost.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like drinking a very strong cab.
Yeah. I don't know what any of that means.
Damn it, we're supposed to be doing this. Pretend you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
It's-
I see the Malort sign over there. Sam, that's Merlot.
Damn it! Fuck off, dude. They're spelled very similar. They're spelled very similar.
Dude, you were running around the liquor store.
Oh, I was so
Running
excited they had like
around.
a
I was so
specific sign
excited.
for Malort. I love Malort.
And we're there for like 5 minutes looking for it. And I'm like, Sam, are you sure they have it? He's like, I'm positive.
There's a sign.
I'm like, are you sure that's the one that, there's a sign that says Merlot?
It's like, fuck, alright, let's go.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Alright, anyway, so first impressions. It's not very carbonated, which I expect from a stout. They're usually not very highly carbonated. It kind of sits in your mouth like a strong Cabernet or like a dark red wine would.
Oh, there's definitely a coating.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely blankets your entire
You
palate.
definitely feel it. It's very bitter.
Oh, I don't get a bitterness
You
from
don't?
it.
I
No.
get a lot of bitterness. Almost, it's an imperial stout, but it almost kind of feels like a coffee stout.
Yeah. Coffee is a good description
But
of
it's
this.
not a coffee stout. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, there are coffee stouts and imperial stouts are different. Imperial stouts generally are bitter, but not as bitter.
I enjoy this. I don't like the bitter aftertaste of a lot of IPAs. I'm not an IPA guy.
I love IPAs.
You love them. I hate them. I don't hate them. I like them while I'm drinking them. But as soon as
You're done.
it's like,
It's got that film.
ugh, it's
right.
gross. But I don't get that from here. This is kind of light. Fonder's Brewing. This is a 10.5 alcohol by volume. That's pretty respectable.
It's very respectable.
Very
It's better than Ice House.
Yeah. I mean,
It doesn't taste as good
I'm-
as an Ice House.
The Imperial Stout for a stout is 10.5, fairly high.
Yeah. For an imperial, that's about average. A
Okay.
coffee will be around like 13. Imperials are like a Russian brew, like a Russian style beer, which
Okay.
you would expect to be higher in alcohol, obviously, because the fucking Russies love to drink.
I love the. What do you know about Founders?
They're a fairly big brewery.
Where they? Do you know where they're out of?
I want to say they're out of Indiana.
Since '97. Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Michigan, right?
Grand
okay.
Rapids,
They're out of
Michigan.
Michigan.
Okay.
They're one of the bigger of the
Micros.
Craft, not micro.
Okay.
One of the bigger of the craft.
Okay.
Um.
I enjoy it.
It's okay. It's not bad. I think I'd rather have a glass of wine at this point.
I want to eat a steak with this.
It would be very good with a steak. Any kind of
You know,
juicy
this
red
this size
Uh-huh.
this size glass to last me throughout a steak. I think it'd be a great palate clear after each bite.
It's a
You
good
know.
sipper.
Oh yeah. I'm.
Video and that audio.
What are you doing, crazy?
Debbie was asking if she had to be quiet. I was telling her no, because we're using
Yeah, she's got to be quiet. We're fucking recording.
Well, I mean, not like mouse quiet. Because you're gonna use this audio.
Don't give her any leeway. She'll run a mile with it. Where are we at? Oh yeah, the Imperial Stout.
It's good. I don't mind it. I could probably drink 2 of them.
2 of them, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I already drank one like a couple weeks ago. I enjoyed it. IBUs, 90 IBUs. What's that fucking mean?
So IBUs is like a measure of bitterness. So 90 is pretty high, actually. That's generally where like an IPA kind of sits, is around the 90 mark. Think of your Bud Lights as a 0.
Okay.
As little
Okay.
bitterness as possible.
How do they
Goes-
get the bitterness in there? How do they change? Like, what is the variable that they?
I guess it's equatable to like a coffee bean.
How
So-
long they roast it or something?
Right. So like
Okay.
a roasted coffee bean loses its bitterness.
Yeah.
Right. The more you roast a coffee bean, the less bitter it's going to be.
Okay.
The less you roast your hops, the less bitter said beers, or the more you roast your hops, the less bitter beer is going to be.
Oh, so they're just throwing burnt hops inside those hoppers for Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anheuser-Busch is just throw burnt hops,
Yeah.
whereas
They
these
just
guys
crisp,
are throwing
they just
fresh
crisp,
hops.
They just. Well, I mean, there's still a crispness in it. Obviously, the same as like a cocoa bean.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just roast the shit out of them, and so like Budweiser's your fucking Circle K coffee, you know.
Yeah.
And like a Founders Imperial Stout would be like your Starbucks,
Okay.
you know, to try and
Yeah,
equate
because
it to
Starbucks
somebody.
coffee is bitter as fuck.
Starbucks coffee is fucking great.
They're black?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't like it. I do not like it.
I love it. I'm a big bitter coffee fan though. I like a nice strong black coffee. I don't enjoy paying fucking $5 for a cup of it, but every once in a while I find myself.
You like
wanting
that cold brew shit though.
cold brew is delicious. You had it.
I did. I enjoyed it. What I just find so weird is that it's almost becoming a trend right now.
Yeah, but I got into it before as a trend.
Well, no, you're actually into it.
Yeah.
You're actually into it. With this trend that's going on is people calling iced coffee a cold brew.
Yeah. There's a difference.
There's a distinct
there's
difference.
a huge difference. And you can even equate to it because you've had real cold brew.
Yeah.
There's a definite difference in taste between coffee that was brewed cold
Yeah.
as to coffee that was brewed hot and then got cold.
Yeah.
And they just put it on ice.
Very different.
You can taste the difference. Yeah, and it's weird that it's like a trend now.
Mm-hmm. What was it trending before? It was on the
Yeah, I think
Vlogities?
slightly.
Okay, you think the Vlogities blew it up into something bigger?
No, but I think it definitely expanded.
it
the
paralleled-
audience.
it-
I don't think it's as.
I think it paralleled with it.
Sure.
It had no. It had
and
no,
I don't think cold brew's a huge thing right
No,
now. It's not nearly.
But no,
as big
we
as
were just
craft
at
is.
IHOP. We were just at IHOP, and it's on the menu. Like they have iced
Yeah.
coffee on there, and they have cold brew.
No,
coffee.
they didn't have iced coffee.
Oh, okay.
They specifically had cold brew.
Yeah,
There was no iced coffee.
which
it was iced coffee.
it was iced coffee, but they're calling it a cold brew.
Yeah,
like
because it
that's
sounds
printing
better. Yeah.
right now
Right.
in menus.
And I feel like a lot of people don't understand the difference.
This isn't trending on Twitter. This is being printed on menus in restaurants right now.
Like region, like commercial fucking chain restaurant, like IHOP,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
McDonald's hasn't started doing cold brew yet, so I'm not gonna say that it's a huge fad.
Yeah.
But it's definitely big.
It's something to note.
It's
and
kind of
people-
it's kind of in like the craft beer formula. I mean, people like craft beers because it's different everywhere you go,
Yeah.
and a cold brew is definitely different everywhere you go, depending on what kind of coffee they use, how long they cold brew it
Well,
for.
with the Founders, the gentleman that I received this beer from, he would go up there to the brewery once a year.
Yeah.
To because you could only go there and get it for like a certain amount of weeks throughout the year. Are you familiar with this? What this beer was?
You're probably thinking of Three Floyds, and they do
Yeah.
a beer called Dark Star,
Yep.
and they only brew it. I think it's in August.
Okay.
I think it's in August. They brew it for 2 weeks in August. You can't buy it anywhere but the brewery.
Okay.
It's
That's
in
not Founders at all.
No, that's Three Floyds.
Where's
They're like Founders level though, like as to like a bigger.
Could you keep it down?
He's fine, bro.
I'm just.
Don't be so angry.
How's
Yeah.
that coming?
I just gotta undo this bolt to be able to mount the tripod.
Can I solder something for you?
I don't really need anything to be soldered right now, unfortunately.
Damn.
You making sure
I
you're
like
handling
that.
that camera gently?
I like that
As I
gun, dude.
can.
I like that gun a lot.
That soldering gun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm almost tempted to go buy one.
You want that?
No, well, I'm almost tempted to go buy one to replace my fucking pencil at work.
Have it.
No, work would pay for it,
Oh, okay.
but I'm almost tempted to like get that over the
Okay.
pencil that I have at work because I feel like that is way hotter than the one that I have at work. Like this one, like we were pressing it, and within seconds the flux was wet.
Oh yeah.
And my chisel tip at work, it's like it's not minutes, but it's like 30 to 45 seconds that I'm holding
Yeah.
that shit.
And that thing just.
I wonder
cooks
if
it.
it's the difference in wattage.
Probably.
Never like looked into that. I
Yeah.
should maybe see what the wattage on my
And get a
my
transformer.
pencil is. Well, that's not going to change what's inside of it. But
Oh, if you put like a bigger transformer,
it's not going to
it'll
change.
it'll
the-
burn. It'll think it'll burn it out.
No, it's not going to
it
do
just-
anything.
Okay.
It's only capable of doing what it's doing.
Okay.
But I wonder, I gotta go look at like the wattage of the one that I use at work is, because I feel like I could just go buy that and give them a receipt.
How much was it? Like $20?
Yeah, exactly. And I just give them a receipt and then they hand me a $20 bill. I like that fucking. If it's 180 watt, it's the difference. Then.
You talked so much shit on that when we were getting
I
it.
did. Now I love it.
You talked so.
I just wanna
It's not
suck.
that heavy.
It's heavy. It's cumbersome.
It's
but I feel like I could get
manageable.
over that based on the time
The amount of
spent
time.
holding it.
Yeah.
If I'm holding it for 10 seconds as opposed to 45,
Oh yeah.
the weight's not an issue at that point.
And then you're cranking out jobs so much faster.
Right, I'm pressing and going, pressing and going, pressing. and going.
Decent job with the soldering work today, gentlemen.
That
with
was
these
all,
microphones.
That was all Paul.
Nah.
That was all Paul. Maybe a little bit of Nick,
I held
but I definitely had nothing to do with it.
crazy.
We got done, and
It
it's
is done.
fucking, and they look
It works,
so much
dude. Like,
better.
You hear each other. It does look better.
It looks better. I
It
feel
looks
better
so
about this.
Yeah.
How do you like the table setup?
It's okay.
Matt, give me a knot. A good one.
A knock?
Yeah. And a lot of that.
Oh, why don't I do one of these?
Did you hear that on the camera? That's a dope tripod.
Right?
When we were talking about when you were saying there's just a tripod, I thought it was just like one of them like table ones, right?
No, it's a
That's
tripod.
legit fucking tripod.
Yeah.
You know what?
Is it recording right now?
Absolutely.
Speaking-
there's, like,
Speaking of tripods, something I think maybe we could do is children's parties. Why are you looking at things so stupidly right now? Do you want me to explain further? Was that a not? a valid thing to just.
I was
bring
trying to
up?
remember the name of the owner of Cosmic Ping Pong so I could call you him.
James Afluentes. But no. That's not at all what I mean. I feel like we could combine some cool stuff and do children's parties. Like a lot of the people I follow on Instagram are cosplayers, okay?
Mhm.
And in their spare time, they do children's parties. Most of them are
As their
female.
characters?
Yeah, so like they're Elsa,
Okay.
or they're fucking Ariel,
Okay.
or they're fucking Mulan.
Yeah.
So like, why don't we tap into the dude side of that?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I be fucking Gaston, at a kid's party,
Yeah.
and you can be the Beast, and you can beat me up.
Because I have a broken collarbone and I can't
Not right
swing.
now. I'm just saying.
I
I
can't
feel like
swing
it's
my right
something we
arm.
could do on the side, and it would be fun. And Cassidy could be like the camera person. It could be like a fucking package, right?
Yeah.
So like we bring the camera guy, and we bring like the entertainment.
Yeah, but you're getting hired by like this super big corporation next week.
Not necessarily, dude. I keep all the options open. That's why I'm doing this. Keeping all options.
No, this
open.
is a hobby. This isn't a career.
Yeah, but it's also an option that I think it might be beneficial. Can we talk a little candidly right now?
Yeah, let's talk candidly. What
Phil?
does that mean?
We're just gonna talk.
Okay.
Okay. Although I don't really want to stray from like the idea that I was just talking about with the children's party.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
We could go back on that.
Keep that bookmarked. Maybe bring it up to Cassidy, because I think maybe she would think that's a cool idea too.
Children's party.
I saw this picture on. Yeah, I see it. I saw this picture on Reddit the other day where this guy, his boss, writes like notes on his hand, and then he photocopies his hand.
That's
and then, like, posts
hilarious.
it. Yeah, it's funny. It's reminding me of what you're doing right now.
That's hilarious.
Where the fuck was I going? We're gonna speak candidly.
Yeah.
What were we gonna speak candidly about?
Because I talked about how.
Oh, Philip DeFranco.
Okay.
He is in the process of doing something, right?
Yeah.
Where he's gonna be looking for like unbiased guys that can just like talk about shit.
Okay.
And that's essentially what we're fucking doing.
Are we trying to exploit Philip DeFranco?
No, I don't think we're trying to exploit Philip DeFranco.
Is
but
Philip DeFranco trying to exploit us?
No, not at all. He doesn't even know who the fuck we are.
You will. Damn it.
And that's what I'm hoping, dude. Like if that's the fucking thing, and it's not necessarily Phil. Okay, hopefully it's a trend in all.
It's
of
that
media.
movement.
Right? Hopefully it's that trend in
Mics
all
might
of
be too
media
close.
that's like going to this like unbiased kind of thing.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're on the fucking precipice of this, and what we're doing right now is essentially what that is, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm not saying that this isn't a hobby, but I'm saying I think we're at the time we're doing what we're doing might lead into something bigger.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I want to swing this back into an earlier conversation we were having in the podcast when I was romanticizing this podcast, thinking about George Washington and the printing press, and really using this new technology, this new horizon to really, I don't know,
Like a platform of change.
a platform of change or something.
It sounds like something Donald Trump would say.
Sure, you said it. I just repeated what you said. That's something Donald Trump would say too.
Huge fucking platform. Biggest fucking platform. All other platforms are fake platforms.
Yeah, let me get that. But also, I feel like it's not that new of a thing. Like how long has Mark Moran been doing a podcast in his garage?
In his fucking garage, a long ass time.
But
But
how
that's
long? How
different.
long has Coast to Coast been on air?
Space Ghost?
No, just Coast to Coast.
What's Coast to Coast?
You never heard of Coast to Coast?
I don't think so. Unless it's Shane McMahon.
No.
Shane McMahon? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
used to. he
I
used
know.
to-
I know. I've
yeah,
seen him do it.
yeah, I know that. I know Space Ghost. I know Shane McMahon. I don't know Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast, it's like an NPR show,
Hmm.
and they've been around since forever. Like it was the
And they're
podcast.
unbiased. If they're NPR, they're not unbiased.
No, but it's like an old like news, like how NPR's been around forever and whatnot. Like it was like a conspiracy podcast before there was podcast.
Okay,
they were
yeah.
on the radio.
Sure.
Scott used to listen to them back when Cassidy was like a little girl.
Okay.
She remembers it, and they're still on.
But still, that's not what we're doing or attempting to do.
What are we attempting to do differently?
We're not attempting to do anything differently. We're attempting to do our thing our own way.
Yeah.
That's different. We're not the Young Turks. Those guys are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes. That Sink guy, I hope he gets up in my face one day. I hope we're big enough one day that Sink gets up in my face and I'm gonna knock his bitch ass out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock his ass out and I'm gonna put him in a fucking ankle lock. Yeah, tap the fuck out.
All right. We'll be there one day.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Maybe.
saying.
Maybe.
I want to be big enough to knock
No.
Sank
So
Unger
what is
out.
What is Philip DeFranco doing so big that you think is so advantageous of what we're doing right now?
Can I bring it back? Just
Yeah,
a
what are you
minute?
saying, Paul?
Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Is that
Okay.
what you're talking about, Matt?
Yeah.
Originally aired 1984 and is still to the present.
That's old as fuck.
Yeah.
AM radio.
And he's been talking about fucking real shit
Uh-huh.
this whole time.
But we're not just talking about real shit. We're talking about all the shit, and we're talking about it in a place where we're not saying we're right or wrong. We're stating facts, right?
Giving our opinions.
And giving our
And then
opinions.
pointing out flaws in our opinions.
Correct. Nobody else is doing that. CNN's not doing that. Fox News isn't doing that. WGN isn't doing that. Watch the Philip DeFranco show.
I
You know what I'm
do.
saying? I know. And it's 100% different than what mainstream media tells you, right?
I don't watch mainstream media. I watch
Okay,
Philip
but
DeFranco.
it's still different.
Yeah.
Is
it
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's not. So Phil feels like he's tapping into this market, and he's very passionate about it, which just makes me very excited because I think he's going to be very successful at it. Opening a conversation. I know Phil says it 100 fucking million times in all of his shows, but the idea of a conversation is very hard right now, because watch a fucking CNN interview with an Antifa guy, right? And the host is jumping down their throat on fucking everything they say. Okay,
Well, you need to knock that shit off with your semantic shit, because you do the same damn thing
yeah, but I let you talk.
sometimes.
Man, someone's got to be the alt right. I call him the. I came up with something the other day. Can we coin it?
Let's do it.
I want to call it the alt Reich.
The alt-Reich?
The alt Reich.
You don't think that's already coined?
I don't know, but it's fucking good.
You got to tweet it to make it official.
It's fucking good, right?
Yeah.
The alt Reich.
Yeah, you have to
It's
tweet
good.
it. It is, the alt-Reich.
The alt Reich. That's what we're gonna fucking call him now.
The alt-Reich?
Those fucking fascist bastards.
Well, I mean, that's just as bad as calling people libtards, dude.
Yeah, but libtard's stupid. Alt Reich sounds like he thought about it.
So is libtard.
No, it doesn't. There's like libtard. I fuck my sister and drink a 6-pack of Budweiser every morning. Alt Reich is like, I studied history. I know what a Reich
Yeah,
is.
and you sound like an elitist fuck.
And I am an elitist.
Like, just that whole explanation about the difference between libtard and alt-right and why you should accept one over the other is purely based off of, like, academic accomplishment.
It's purely based off the fact that I came up with it, or at least I think I came up with it.
You didn't, but I like it. But like I said, I'll stand by it. Like, it's the
Alt
same.
Reich.
I'll look
It,
it up.
Alt Reich. Look it up, dude.
it's the same thing as calling someone a libtard.
Yeah, but it sounds good.
So does libtard.
No, it doesn't. That sounds stupid.
A lot of stupid things sound good.
Like what? Name me a stupid thing that sounds good. Say y'all.
Y'all.
That sounds stupid as fuck. You all.
Yeah,
sounds
but
very
it's
good.
not saying y'all.
Y'all sounds stupid.
You just said it.
Yeah, but it's stupid.
Nah.
It sounds dumb.
Nah.
If you say y'all, I automatically assume your IQ is like 40 points lower than mine.
Well, I say y'all sometimes.
You do.
Yeah.
But your mom lives in Texas.
So?
I feel like that gets you more right.
No.
A little bit.
No.
A little bit.
There's nothing wrong with the word y'all.
There's entirely everything wrong with the word y'all.
It's just another contraction.
Yeah, but it's so dumb.
Language evolves.
It's so dumb. It's like I automatically judge people when they text the letter U for you in their text messages.
Dude, I never do that, and I use a fucking
I know,
full
that's what I'm
old school
saying.
flip
It's like
phone
a whole,
key-
it's the same
keyboard.
thing as saying y'all. Like, how much harder is it for you to say like one more syllable?
You all?
Yeah. How much harder is it to
That's
say
not-
one fucking syllable?
Y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all. I
You
like
all.
it.
All of you.
Y'all.
That's 2 more syllables. But
Y'all.
still,
And there's a difference between writing, like being literate, and like spoken language.
I don't make that differentiation.
You have to, dude. You read
ahead, Paul.
books.
Alt right?
Reich.
Reich.
Like the Third Reich.
How would you spell Reich?
R-E-I,
CHE.
just C-H. R-I-E-C-H? Or R-I-E-C-H? It's gotta be one of them.
Type in Third Reich. It'll autocorrect it.
And then back out the third and put alt. Yeah.
That's how I would Google that shit.
That's how you use the Google.
I got a headache, dude.
Like President Bush, the Google.
I got a fucking headache. Let me go grab the notebook real quick. Oh yeah, I opened this one. We gotta finish these.
Slanja. Get him a pea coat, not an eye patch.
Have you tried the beer yet?
No, I've been waiting for you, dude.
All right.
Waiting on
Yeah.
you.
Jump back in here.
Waiting on Master and Commander.
Oh my goodness.
Over here.
I'm stuck.
You can be
Oh,
Master and
God.
Commander all you want. I'm a fucking Admiral. I'm a fucking Admiral.
All right. So, we got the Founders. Backwoods Bastard.
Backwards. Oh, I've had. Have I had this?
I don't know, but
think I've
if
had this.
you haven't, I'm happy to
Am I
show it
in?
to
Am
you.
I in for a fucking treat?
I think so, dude.
All right, Slanja.
Cilantro.
You goddamn wop. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's delicious.
It's
It tastes like candy.
it's so thin.
It's very drinkable.
Yeah.
It's very drinkable.
Yeah,
It-
definitely very drinkable.
It's so thin because you just had a fucking imperial stout.
It's almost
It dances. Flavors dance. It's light. It's palatable. It's aromatic. It doesn't weigh down on you. You're not stuck with it after you drink it.
it almost hurts my tongue though. I don't know what about it.
Citrusness to it.
I don't know what about it is, but it feels like it's like disrespecting my mouth.
You think there's something sour about it?
Yeah, it's very disrespectful.
I love it.
It's a disrespectful beer. I guess if it calls itself Backward Bastard, it probably uses the word y'all, so I automatically dislike it. But
This is 11.6.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe
It's
it's
an
maybe
11.6.
it's how boozy it is.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It tastes great on the backside,
um,
but when I put it in my
they
mouth,
age these in white oak barrels.
white oak.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a tree.
or something. It's like yeah. What is it? Hold on. Expect lovely warm smells of single malt Scotch, oaky bourbon barrels, smoke, sweet caramel, and roasted malts. A bit of earthy spice, and a scintilla of dark fruit. It's a kickback sipper made to excite the palate.
Yeah, it definitely excites the palate, but
I
I don't
love
think
it.
it's in a good way.
I like it, dude.
It doesn't excite the
I
palate.
apologize that you're not a fan of it.
I don't hate it. It tastes fine. Hi, Cassidy.
Is it, I don't know if you had the camera going.
What?
I don't know if you had the camera going.
No,
We
there's no
did.
camera. We did, but it
Yeah,
cuts
no, it's
out.
got a little bad.
I didn't want to step in the frame.
Okay.
Anyone can step in the frame except Debbie.
That bitch might make the camera burn. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. I just...
It's a lighter beer. I think you were expecting something
I know my
heavier,
business
and you were
manager
giving
has,
something
like, the
lighter.
short lens on. He puts this over it.
I think I was expecting less flavor out of something that looked like that. And it has a lot more flavor than I was expecting.
Oh, it's way lighter in color. I mean,
Right.
it's not a
That is
light
not
beer
all.
color.
I
No,
don't really use that fancy
not at all.
like my dad's.
I mean, it's a dark brown and a red.
That's
Actually,
Red.
what's the other one?
Yeah, you get that scotchiness to it.
Yeah, no. I don't sense any scotchiness. To me,
There
scotch
you
is
are.
like a deep tobacco flavor, and this is like a light, airy flavor. I definitely get the caramel.
It says single malt Scotch on the label.
Yeah, well, they're wrong.
I'm not a Scotch dude, so I don't
Because
fucking know.
like a drink of Glenlivet, and you know what single malt Scott tastes like.
Yeah.
Like that's just like your baseline single malt. But like then drink this and then you're like, where? I don't see it.
Okay.
It's okay. It's
How many
fine.
stars?
I would drink it. Out of how many?
We have 4 thumbs to give up. How many thumbs you give it up?
2.
You give it 2 thumbs
I'd give
up.
it 2 out of 4.
You'd give it 2 out of 4.
Yeah.
So you
2
give
out
it
of
1.
So 1 thumb. Sure.
1 thumb. You give it 1
I
thumb.
feel like that's a terrible system though.
I give it 2 thumbs.
Out of 2.
Yeah.
2 out of 2.
I love it.
That's we need to come up with a better system. Let's come up with like a really good system.
All right. What system
Use-
should we use?
Use your mathematical knowledge.
I don't have
Tell me,
any
like, what a good
mathematical
system-
knowledge.
You have lots of mathematical knowledge. So like a 2 thumbs rating, right, is going to suck because either it's 0, 50, or 100. You have like no room for like being 73, right?
What does a 73 even mean? Like you go on Rotten Tomatoes and you see a 73. Is that you draw a line between a 74 rating and a 73 whether you're going to watch it or not?
No, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but it's better than a 0, 50, or 100.
Yeah.
You know, which would be the 2 thumb method. That's retarded. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's like
Robert and Ebert did it.
what?
You heard me.
Say it again.
Robert and Ebert.
That's wrong.
Robert and Ebert, dude. They do 2 thumbs up.
It's Siskel and Ebert.
Robert and Ebert.
It's Robert Siskel, but it's Siskel and Ebert. They're both dead too.
What's Ebert's first name?
I don't know what Ebert's first name was.
Robert and Ebert.
They're both dead. Nobody cares.
They gave 2 thumbs up on movies.
Yeah, but but he'd also do like 2.5 thumbs or like 1.5 thumbs.
I don't like half thumbs.